What is free will, and do you have control over the actions you take? The least controversial definition of free will is that it is the ability to have acted differently. But the truth is, free will is just an illusion. Think about it this way. Our entire life is a stream of felt and perceived experience, but we are not in control of the environment. It is just there and we act accordingly. Humans feel they are in control because they are conscious. They are aware of what's going on around them, thus creating the illusion of free will. In other words, our sense of making choices or decisions is just an awareness of what the brain has already decided for us. When we become aware of our brain's actions, we falsely conclude that our intentions caused them. But our brains are simply biological computers. Just like computers, we receive an input and after some calculations give an output. So if we would know the input and the precise structure of one's brain, we could technically predict how the person would react. Sure, we are substantially more complex than any computer in the world, but that doesn't mean we are able to defy the laws of nature. And since everything can be condensed down into countless formulae, then what stops us from calculating a person's response to a particular environment? Because I want to be clear, there's a big difference between free will and determinism. Because I stated that, free will is an illusion, you might conclude that everything in the universe is predetermined. But that is not true. Quantum mechanics describes the behavior of the fundamental particles of the universe. And although it is an astonishing theory, it is only a probabilistic one. Therefore, it is impossible to calculate with absolute certainty where a particle, like an electron, will be. You can only calculate the probabilities of where we are likely to find it. I know I'm sort of contradicting myself here because I said earlier that everything in the universe is calculatable. And while that is not entirely true since quantum mechanics is partially random, you are unable to control that. It is random by nature. My main point being that since we are part of the universe and we obey all the rules of physics, you could never have acted or decided otherwise. Every particle, every atom in your body was just following the rules of physics. You might think that, my past experiences also play a role in decision making. And although that is true, these past experiences physically changed your brain, and thus are still just particles arranged in an orderly fashion. Everything you think or feel can be translated into neurons firing electrical signals. Even consciousness is just a very intricate web of electrical impulses going through your brain. It is worth noting that, regardless of whether you believe in free will or not, it does not necessarily impact our understanding of morality, responsibility, and the justice system, as many legal and moral frameworks are based on the assumption that individuals are capable of making choices and taking actions, regardless of whether those choices and actions are ultimately made freely by that person. Although we don't have free will, being conscious is truly a spectacular thing to experience. I mean, think about it. How can these small and lifeless atoms form a system that is aware of its own existence? It's honestly just mind-boggling. Consciousness is also related to the experience of emotions, which can range from positive emotions like love, joy and wonder to negative emotions like fear, anger and sadness. And the ability to experience these emotions is beautiful, as it gives that richness and depth to our lives. The reason I'm saying all of this is because I don't want the fact that free will does not exist to overshadow other aspects of life. Because in the end, you should just cherish every moment of your life, regardless whether or not you have free will. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.